Hickey hickey. All right. Hello, Legion. Welcome to Tales from the Grim and Wildly Yonder. I will be your navigator for this adventure in the Lady Blackbird system. First, we're going to go around and meet our crew. Greg, who the hell are you?
Greg. Next? No, I'm Greg. I'm going to be playing Captain Cyrus Vance. I am super looking forward to it. I broke out one of my best wigs, and I am super psyched. I'm nervous. I cannot wait to play this game. I had so much fun last time. That intro video gets me pumped to play this fantastic system with a fantastic DM and a fantastic cast. I'm stopping to let's go. Next person. Let's go.
Serena, who are you and who are you playing? And
Hi.
How are you tonight?
Oh man, I am so good. I'm playing Kaylin, first mate and mechanic of the ship. I am so hyped and terrified to play tonight. The Twitter post you made was mysterious, and my heart is beating kind of quickly. So great, good things.
That's what I've always wanted to inspire, and people, so thank you, Serena. Thank you. And oh, look, it's Alice.
I'm feeling a little heat right now.
What are you talking about? I'm cool as a cucumber.
Everything's fine. I'm Alice, and I am playing Snargle, the little goblin pilot of the owl. I've been looking forward to this game since we finished last week. And again, like I said, that video hyped every single time I watch it. So yeah, I can't wait. And please don't kill me, Lauren.
Sorry, I did not hear you. Kiana, hello.
Hi. I already can tell that the salt is real today.
All difficulty levels are 6. Go on.
Wow. No, I'm super excited to be back and playing with these lovely people. As Artemis Walker, who is the very loyal valet of Lord Blackbird, and is kind of done with everything, just trying to get along, usual things. Super, super friendly. That's what she is.
Okay. And Tommy. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, I am also super excited. I'm going to be back on my romantic, naive bullshit tonight. So I'm super excited. I play Lord Blackbird, also known as Natalia Syri, our lovable, sweet boy who has a cool jacket right now.
Right. That's right, that you stole from a poor Imperial boy.
It's part, hey, they were just on the wrong side of the story today. And, that's what happens when you're on the wrong side of the story.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Hi, right, back to whatever this is. Also, I am wearing my alien hat, my Nostromo hat, and my Complex Love polyhedral shirt, because you can be both. You can be both. Okay, here we go. Here's my spiel. Here it comes. Right. A bit about the system, as this is our first Powered by the Apocalypse game on the channel, especially if you're joining us for the first time. Lady Blackbird is a game by John Harper. So instead of stats with numbers, you've got traits and tags, and the number of applicable tags for the given task determines the number of dice you roll. More dice equals a better chance of success. This game assumes that you're good at what your character's good at, so we'll only roll when an obstacle presents itself. And don't worry, there will be lots. The characters can gain experience to unlock more tags or their special moves called secrets by acting in line with what are known as keys. If you look below, you'll see our donation options, which changed a little, which give everyone at home watching the chance to impact the narrative, whether you'd like to help or complicate the outsiders' lives or assist in designing a monster, encounter, or NPC for an upcoming episode. But that's all down there. You can look at it. For now, the basics of the world are this. The wild blue is breathable. The depths below it are not. The Empire rules, even on the free worlds where they shouldn't. The solar system is small, taking only 6 weeks to cross. Currently, we're about halfway across it. Beyond is the void, which of course has a purplish tint. Magic, also known as essence, is rare and coveted. The largest source of it is the star at the center of the system, known affectionately as Stella, and she is dying. So, brief recap. Amongst shattering worlds circling this dying star floats the Imperial warship known as the Hand of Sorrow. Its crew were on a redacted mission when they intercepted a small sky ship whose crew were accused of cheating an Imperial merchant at cards, which they definitely did. The crew and passengers, these outsiders, were thrown in the brig, which they made very short work of, but were intercepted in their escape by Captain Ferdinand Hollis and 24 of his crew, who seemed to know the identity of the disguised nobleman the owl was transporting, as well as the lengthy list of its crew's crimes. But that's not really the issue at hand right now. No, the real issue is probably the void spider currently dangling over Nat Blackbird's head. And that's where we'll pick up. So, everyone, the Hand of Sorrow is currently idling in the blue. You are in a large cargo bay. If you look around, you might even see some cages broken open. You are in a circle with about 24 armed Imperial guards who all seem very concerned with the spider that all of you now see. Nat is about in the center of the circle, having just come up from the trapdoor below. What do you want to do?
I have a quick question.
I also have a question after that.
Okay, I will definitely answer Tommy's. Greg, I'll think about it. What's your question?
Well, now I feel kind of bad.
Greg, what's your question?
No, Tommy, go right ahead. Tommy's question is probably mine too.
Well, mine's kind of a two-part question. First, has Nat noticed the void spider yet? Did we establish that he had looked up right into the void spider?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Second question: does the captain have like a side sword or something?
Captain Ferdinand Hollis, does he have a side sword?
Yes.
Yes, it's interesting. It's so not like a lightsaber per se, but the standard Imperial issue, and his is nice, is kind of like a stun baton, but in sword form. It's got like a bluish light radiating from it when it's turned on. But you would know this. I don't know. Have you ever fought with swords before?
I'm an accomplished fencer.
Yes, then you would definitely know how to use Captain Ferdinand Hollis's sword to the best effect.
Those are my questions. Go ahead, Greg.
Great. Greg, what's your question?
My question is this. Now that we are starting a new session, do I get my special things back?
Yes, you do. Excellent question, Greg. Your secrets, like Captain Vance's secret of warp blood, returns to him at the top of this session.
What about our pool of dice?
No.
Oh, all right. F me then. I'll go back over here and figure out how I'm gonna die.
No, you'll be fine. All right. You do see Captain, because you got to say the full name, Captain Ferdinand Hollis, swiftly, he pulls out like a small pair, like a really small pair of glasses. What are those called? Are they called like pince-nez? That sounds right. That sounds like a thing. And places them on. Again, he's got silver hair, tall, a very well manicured goatee as established, which is very important. And he pulls out a pistol from his side.
Nat would like to go for his sword.
Yeah.
For his stun baton sword. and try to stun the void spider.
Yes. Yes.
We have not been disarmed, right?
No, you have not been disarmed. The I think everyone except for Nat has a weapon on them after you overwhelmed the 4 Imperial guards.
Okay,
So,
narratively, is Snargle, are we all topside now?
I believe so. Unless I know definitely Kale was, definitely Nat was, definitely Artemis was. Vance was because
I had that. Yeah, I stared at Ferdinand.
Yeah, but Snargle,
It's like on the way up. Like,
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're at the bottom. So yes, Nat, for your move, you would like to take Captain Ferdinand Hollis's stun saber, we'll say, and try to attack the spider. The spider is hanging over your head, and as you look up at it, it's about the size of like a medium dog.
Jesus.
No.
Lauren.
Yes, Tommy. There's it's got a brown kind of more slimy than hairy body, and there's this kind of iridescent I'm gonna keep going, iridescent purple shimmer to it, and super large chelicerae, which are the things which I'm done. I'm not gonna say anymore because I saw Serena's face. So and it is currently dangling from what looks like a long bit of web from way up. This cargo bay is very large. So yeah, Nat is going to go full on romantic novel hero.
Yep.
So let's see. I think we'll make this a roll.
Okay.
Because of the timing. So let's say, because you are an accomplished fencer, we'll say this is only difficulty 3, I think.
All right.
So what do you have to apply to this?
Okay. So I've got, 1 cuz athletic is the trait I use. Tags fencing, rapier.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
In his mind, can this be a duel with the spider? In his head, is this an epic duel with the spider? Okay,
yes, that's all you need to say. That's all you need to say to me. I completely buy it.
And then
remember, you can also add from your pool.
Yep. Can I add acrobatic as he sort of goes to take the sword and spin and do this? Okay, so that's
absolutely
6. Okay. And it's difficulty of 3.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna add 1 from my pool.
Okay.
To make it 7 dice.
Okay. Hope this goes well for you.
Oh, I really hope it goes well too.
Just yes. Okay. So describe your dance with Captain Ferdinand Hollis and the Void Spider, and I'll tell you what happens to it.
Okay, so I think that Nat sort of moves close in suddenly to the captain, like grabs him and pulls himself close. Like
the captain blushes a bit,
and he says, "I'll be taking this." And he takes the sword, whips it out, turns around, and in one swift motion raises up and slashes in sort of an upper hand slash up into the spider.
Nice. Very
all
nice.
One fluid motion. It's very
beautiful. It is a sight to behold, everyone. I don't know if anyone expected this coming from our young noblemen.
Okay, is it a true sight to behold where everybody goes, my lord, look at what's happening right here?
Yes, absolutely. It is.
Good.
It is right out of a novel.
Good, because I would like to take this moment to have a brief aside with Snargle. Like, I would like to take the fact that everyone's paying attention to what's going on with Blackbird and talk to Snargle real quick as Snargle is still coming up from the ladder.
Yeah, Snargle is still looking up like, wow. Like, literally, as he emerges up and sees this.
Yeah, go for it.
Vance is gonna slide on his belly, looking down, knowing Snargle's there, and say, 2 things. Give me your gun and get to the owl. Get it started, get it ready, drop the tow lines, we're going fishing. Sneak past everyone if you can. And just put his hand out to pull Snargle up.
He sort of puts the gun in your hand and says like, okie dokie, and just pulls himself up and just tries to, if he has to, because he's seen the captain on his belly, he does the first bit on his belly before getting up to run, just sprint towards the owl. Even if people see him, he's going.
Gotcha. We will get to that in just 1 second. As the stun saber impacts the void spider, you think you hear a meaty thunk as it hits, and the energy, the essence that powers it, flares. The void spider kind of shimmers and disappears. Snargle, so you're making a break for where the owl was the last time you would have seen it.
Yes.
All right. I think you would know the general direction. You know ships, I assume. But just to make sure you don't get lost along the way, why don't you make a roll here? Difficulty of 2. Yeah, I'm being nicer this week. Look at that. There's a lot of different. Yeah, Kiana. Yeah.
I don't trust it.
No.
So 1 just cause.
1 just cause, and then I've also got where is it? I've lost it already. I've got quick, agile, and
okay, so because you're trying to kind of slip through everybody.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to weave between people and get past and get straight to the owl.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got evasion as well, if that works.
Are these all under 1?
No.
Okay, they got to be under 1 thing.
Oh, they've all got to be under the same thing. Okay, then I'll go for agile, quick. Yeah, I think I'll just go for...
Okay,
agile.
so you've got 1 just cause, goblin, agile, quick. I might say that you could add tumbler to this.
Yeah, tumbler, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's 4, isn't it?
5.
5 even. Oh yeah, 1 just cause. Oh, okay, that didn't work. Hang on. That's why that didn't work. Bear with.
Yep. Nice. Nice. See, it's fine. Everything's going really well for Snargle. You managed to hop through, again, the about 24 guards here, and make your way to the exit of the cargo bay. As you're going, you move through, there are some large shipping crates, kind of probably carrying things like rations, additional weapons, things like that. But the things you notice are, like I said before, there's like 1 busted up cage in the area where you were. There's like another one and another one. And then you're to the door and you can start navigating your way back to the owl on your own. Cool. Kale, what's up with you, girl? How you doing?
Yeah, you know, hanging out, trying not to. I'm gonna cast a magic.
A magic?
A magic, but I don't know how it works in this game.
Cool. So what are you trying to do?
So, currently there is no spider to be seen, right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
Now it is pretty low light in here.
So, do they glimmer like in? Do they glow, or are they better?
It's kind of like a sheen.
Okay. I'm gonna cast light and just brighten up the room so we can see where everything is.
Awesome. Okay. I think that you can do that without a roll. What I want to ask you is about magic. And what does using it cost you?
Oh, interesting question. I know you're maybe thinking of an emotional cost, but the first thing I thought of was like I lose a sensory thing. So like if I cast something, I lose like my sense of smell, or
Super cool. Yeah. Love it. Cool. Love it. I like writing notes on paper. Excuse me. So what do you think it is this time? You think your sense of smell goes? Is it a relatively minor casting, or is this you're trying to light up the entirety of the cargo bay?
I'm just trying to surround us. So I would say it's minor.
Cool.
And I'll say that because I'm casting light, it is like, yeah, I have no sense of smell right now.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Cool.
Just
awesome.
when we leave the brig.
Yeah.
You know, clear the brig. Now you can't smell, right?
Awesome. Love it. So Nat, I think you've noticed this before, something on the owl that Kale had done a little bit of magic, but this is definitely a little more extreme. As what does the magic look like as you cast it? Like, how do you cast light?
So Kale stands up really straight. She grabs the necklace around her neck and she taps it like she like shoots it through herself, and then from her shoots this light.
Cool. Awesome. Love it. Beautiful. All right. And as Kale lights up the room, from a different part of the ceiling, now that you can see it, you see where the void spider has moved. The light really catches the iridescent purple sheen that it has to it. Artemis. Sup?
Hi.
What you doing? How you feeling right now? How's Artemis feeling right now?
She had a minor panic attack when Nat pulled his stunt. But now she just needs to deal with Spider.
Ye of little faith.
Look. I trust Nat as a player. Artemis.
So what is she up to? She's seen Nat do what he did. It didn't seem to have much of an effect, but it did get the void spider away, seemingly. Captain Ferdinand Hollis is, I'm going to keep calling it pince nez till I know what else it might be, keeps pushing them up his nose and moving around with his pistol. So what does she want to do?
I'd like to shoot that spider, please and thank you.
You would?
Yes.
Yeah, you would. Why don't you do it? Do it. It's lit up, which makes it a lot easier. You don't have to spend any time looking for it now that Kale has done what she's done. So we'll say this is a... I'll make this a difficulty of 2, just because Kalen's lit it up. It's very obvious where it is. It's not too far away.
Cool. So I am going to get 1 just because, and I'm going to use Imperial Soldier. I'm going to use Discipline.
Yep.
I'm going to use Pistol.
Yep.
Strategy. I am trying to aim very specifically at it so that even if I miss, it will try to scurry away and not towards us.
Okay.
And tough. I'm not freaking out as I go to shoot the spider.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Sure.
Let me just bullshit my way through getting as many dice as possible. 2. There we go.
Whew. All right. So, what did you set your gun to? Was that
It would have been to kill.
Kill? Artemis sets to kill. So everyone knows. Great. So you take aim, you hit the spider square in its body. The gun does seem to injure it. You see it kind of hiss, kind of stand up, which is interesting because it's upside down, but it stands up on the ceiling where it is. And you see the, such a weird word, calicerae. It almost looks like it's sniffing. And if you, I'll say you can see its many, many eyes from where it is, but it seems to be looking back and forth between Nat and Kale. And then it blinks away.
Oh, God.
So, right now, nobody really sees it. The room is still lit up. You can hear it moving. But since, Captain Vance, what are you up to? You can hear this spider. You've seen what's transpired. It seems to be moving maybe among the crates somewhere, getting smarter, trying to take cover.
Vance will shoulder up with Kale. Having seen her cast before, he knows that the give and take of what she can do can sometimes be very detrimental or a mere hindrance. And so he would shoulder up to make sure that she can still see, she can still hear. And as he, gets he would nudge on the shoulder. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm fine. Yeah. And blinking, patting ears, feeling, she licks the back of her hand. Thumbs up.
Okay. He would look around and we noticed what the void spider did before it blinked away, right? We saw the look between the two, or the gesturing.
Yeah.
Vance immediately has an idea of what that could entail, having seen obviously both Kale and briefly Lord Blackbird in action, or at least what Lord Blackbird has mentioned since becoming a part of the family of the Owl. And Vance would simply say to Kale, Snargle's gone for the Owl. We need to get out of here as soon as we can. It's going to be a fight. Watch the kid. He does not mention Artemis.
Question. Are the people still on deck with us? Ferdinand and many guards?
Yes, Captain Ferdinand Hollis is still there. He seems to be looking, he's giving orders to his men and women right now, kind of pointing different ways to go because he's heard the skittering too. He looks surprisingly competent. I mean, he is the captain of a huge Imperial warship. And even though he looks a bit ridiculous with his pince nez, he is giving his men, his guards, ways to go, and they're kind of moving toward the skittering. And he does look back at all of you, gives a kind of horrible brief stink eye to Vance, and then looks at Nat and finally at Artemis, and just says, keep him safe, would you?
I don't believe I need you to tell me how to do my job. Thank you, Ferdinand.
Sure. That's why you are where you are right now, Miss Walker. And he begins to move.
Captain, I don't know if I quite like your tone.
And we're walking, and we're walking.
Are you guys moving? Where are you moving?
Ned has a problem with the captain's tone, right?
Would you like to confront him?
Oh,
This is a good time to do it. Do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
Ned's like,
Whoa.
Hey,
Is there a
Captain.
role for me to interpose myself between Blackbird and the captain? No,
Yes,
that's
there
not the
would
time.
be, because
That's not the time.
Natalius Blackbird is a very serious and determined young man. And he wants to confront the captain, and I'm going to let him.
In that case, I am heading towards where Snargle went and looking at Kale and being like, and we're walking.
We're walking. And I'm like trying to decide where I'm going, and then I run towards Vance.
Okay. Nat, how are you approaching Captain Hollis, who is looking for a void spider?
He's sort of got his sword to the sword to the side in a kind of ready but not like aggressive position at the moment. He's just like, Captain, I don't quite like your tone with my good friend here.
I'm sorry?
My lord, it's quite all right, thank you.
No, it is not okay, Artemis. She has been a a valuable and wonderful friend and protector to me. Without her, I probably would have hurt myself.
I am going
times before. She knows how to do her job. And from what I've seen here, it quite frankly does not seem like you know how to do yours. You seem to have a situation which is putting both your men and my friends at danger.
I'm sorry, are you saying Miss Walker assisted you in your little rendezvous?
I'm not quite sure I get what you're talking about.
My lord, I think it is best if we take good Captain Hollis's advice and be on our way.
That was not his advice. And since he did turn to talk to all of you, he sees Vance and Kale sneaking, sidestepping away, and his eyes narrow, and he kind of gives a hand to the other guards and pulls out that, for lack of a better term, tablet that he has, and begins typing something in.
It's VANCE.
Nope. You're so far away, though. You can't see what it is.
Nat will look at Artemis and then
we're walking.
Look at the captain, then look at Artemis. If you say so, I'm still not pleased with... I will remember this, Captain Ferdinand.
Captain Ferdinand Hollis pushes up his pince nose.
And that will back away at this point, I guess.
At this point, he kind of snaps to two of the guards who are in the rear and just gives them eyes to watch the two of you, to protect you, definitely to protect you. And yeah, let's go over to our good buddy Snargle, who's totally fine. Why wouldn't he be? It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, he's just running. He's
great.
He's almost talking to himself, like, "Don't look at the cages. It's fine. It's fine." Like, just keep going.
Great. So you can make your way pretty swiftly to. This isn't the only cargo bay. There is one for basically an escape pod, but it's big enough where they probably stored the owl, and you make your way there. This cargo bay is also pretty dim. Wasn't really being used. And you see the owl, the beautiful owl, at the other end of the cargo bay with, a few escape pods between there that you can't totally see around because you are a tiny goblin, tiny sweet goblin. What do you want to do?
He has an order. He wouldn't think he would be tearing his way towards this ship, running through everything that Vance said to him in his head as he's going.
Great. Good. So at this point, as you are moving through the various escape shuttles, you hear skittering, clicking, and then the tearing of metal pretty close by.
And he pauses slightly and he's like, no, keep going. And he's just willing himself to keep going. He's like, don't stop for anything. Gotta get going.
And as you cross closer to the sound on the way to the owl, the sound of tearing metal gets louder and louder. And then one of the shuttlecrafts that you can now see, despite your height as you've moved, torn asunder, something moving inside of it. It's shaking back and forth. And then a large gout of flame. How does Snargle feel about fire?
Snargle is a quivering mess right now. If anything, he stops in his tracks. And he can't help it, even though, especially because there's no one there, he allows his bottom lip just to like shake a little bit, as it's like it's taken him by surprise, and he quickly tries to reach for the gun he had and then remembers he gave it to the captain, and he starts backing away, looking for anything on the floor, if there's anything at all, like if any of the metal's been ripped off at all, if there's any piece of metal he can grab. But for that moment, he's seen fire. He's absolutely frozen.
Yeah. You see a kind of large shard that's been torn free that you can easily grab. If you'd like.
He'll scoop that up, and then he'll keep running, almost using it as a shield, not so much if anything came at him, but he doesn't want to look at this fire anymore.
Awesome. At this point, as you are moving again, the kind of whoosh of air happens as this large creature that now you've seen. This one, though, may be a bit larger than its, sister back in the other room. And it hops, leaps through the air, and lands in front of you, blocking your path to the owl. And you even hear, at this point, kind of the sounds of the hatch opening on the Heart of Sorrow, lifting, and you can see steam rising from where the owl is clamped down. It looks like it's moving?
What, the owl itself is moving?
Mm-hmm. Like the things that are holding it are releasing.
then he will sprint to the ship because he can't let that go otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to go by the void spider.
Yeah, he will keep up that metal sort of plate. He knows he's no match for in a fight, so he's literally doing it to defend himself.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna have a roll here. This thing is much larger than you. It is directly in your path. So tell me how you'd like to do this.
I am going to use very similar to before. I'm going to use agile, quick, tumbler as well.
And you get goblin. So you have one just cause.
So,
yeah.
So that's 4 so far.
I will also interject here and say,
because you get one just cause.
I will also interject here, I'm sorry, and say we just had donations from the Legion. Hawkeye has sent in an extra die, and Levi has sent in an auto success, both for Snargle.
Yes, and you have one auto success from last week as well, Alice.
I think I'm going to use one of those.
Okay,
what's the difficulty on this, sorry?
Yeah, I'm going to set this difficulty at... I'm going to set this difficulty at 5 because I feel like it, but mostly because of its size and the fact that Snargle just came up against
he's tiny.
His greatest fear.
Yeah, and he's tiny.
So,
I'm not going to use an auto success because he's come up against his greatest fear.
You could, if you'd like, you can use one after the fact.
I'm going to use 2 of the extra dice. I think that's 7.
So that'll give you 7 total.
Oh, it's not.
Do you want to turn one of those into a success?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. Like, here
die?
It could happen.
I guess. So, are you attacking this thing, or are you just tumbling kind of through its legs?
He's trying to sort of tuck and roll and move and weave in between the legs, keeping this metal sort of shard almost like a shield, so that if it hits him at any point, they don't come into direct contact with each other. Awesome.
So you are able to do this kind of like a ninja, just kind of like hopping between. This thing doesn't, as you go by, doesn't appear to follow you. You bob and weave through, and it seems to, especially as you bring up the metal shard to block it and cut it, it blinks away, and you are making your way to the now almost free owl. And in front of you, from behind one of the still undamaged shuttlecrafts, is a figure wearing what looks like an Imperial Guard uniform, but also a helmet. And whoever they are, they have a pistol in their hand, and they seem to be raising it at you. But as the void spider disappears behind you, they lower it. And the person kind of pulls the gun back and takes off their helmet. And a familiar face greets you, one you haven't seen in a long time. Messy black hair and bangs, bright green eyes and freckles. This is your friend Lucy and your special delivery. Hey, long time no see, huh?
What the hell are you doing here?
Saving your ass, come on. And she holds her hand out to you as the owl continues to be jettisoned.
She takes it, it's just like,
My ass doesn't need saving.
like, as he sort of...
That is a fair point. That was pretty impressive.
You still haven't explained why you're here.
I'll do it once we're aboard, okay? Are we waiting for anyone else? Is it just you?
No, we're waiting out the way.
And he just sort of pushes her out the way to run towards the pilot's seat.
Okay, I'll cover you. Do you want me to drive?
No. Why would I want you to drive?
I'm good at driving.
Not as good as me.
He just there, like rolling his sleeves up to sit back to his.
I have my license.
And he's the...
Don't start.
All right. Back in the other cargo bay, we have Vance and Kale kind of sneaking off, but there are 2 Imperial guards heading towards you and 2 protecting Nat and Artemis. So what has anyone's plans changed? Vance and Kale, you're still moving toward the hallway?
They haven't made an effort to stop us. They're just watching us?
They're walking towards you.
Oh, okay. I look at Lord Blackbird and I make a bird sound. So we go cacaw, and I start bolting and running. Know what that means.
Okay, so Kale takes off.
Does Nat know what that means? Have you guys worked out a code in the like week and a half, 2 weeks you've been on the
Blackbird.
owl?
I'm gonna make a bird sound.
Okay, yes, but no one's made a bird sound at me. Generally, people are like, oh God, I can't offend Lord Blackbird. I'm not gonna make weird noises at him. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of Lord Blackbird.
So Nat looks confused at what you've done. You really notice you're running like hell. Vance?
Well, I mean, if Blackbird doesn't understand the cacaw, I mean, there's not really much that Vance can do then. I mean, that's a universal sign for we're running. And,
I mean, I think once you start running, he'll get it. Like he'll start putting it together. Like, oh, we should get out of here. But the initial cacaw does nothing for him. He's just confused.
As soon as Vance would see that Kale has gotten a few steps, he would be running, sprinting as much as his bum leg can handle it. And then, for whatever reason, he would stop, knowing that Artemis and Blackbird are still surrounded by men, or guards, soldiers, and his shoulders wouldn't slump, but they would resign himself, and he would turn back around to Ferdinand, and he would simply say, "Where's this getting us, Captain? Nowhere. We're obviously interrupting something here. Why don't you let us go along our merry, and you can handle your business, I'm sure, and we will take care of Lord Blackbird, his trusted companion, on my honor."
Nat is doing this little clap right now.
Artemis had probably done like the hand, like.
Crap.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You have a couple things working against you here. So
I also have 2 guns out. Just not as a threat, just as a reminder. He's read my file.
Yep, he has, exactly. He wants Lord Blackbird safe. Safe is not here right now. I'm gonna let we're gonna make a roll for this.
Legion.
We're gonna make this difficulty 4. What? That's not even the highest it can be, Greg.
I know. Okay, I'm good. I'm good with all this so far. I kind of have to be, but I'm okay with it.
More than fair. Okay, so what would you like to use?
Okay, so I get 1 for whatever, just because. And then I get 1 for ex-Imperial Commander.
Yeah.
And I'm going to also use, because this is definitely a ploy, tactics. I'm going to use command, because this takes a bit of testicular fortitude. I'm also going to do soldiers, because he's talking as one to one, and just a touch of rank because he's read my file, and connections because he's read my file.
I'll give you one of those, I think, just because your file is working against you here too. So I'll say you have 6.
Okay, 6. I'm gonna use. Do I have any? I don't have any advantages or anything, do I?
No, but you have 5 dice in your pool.
I'm going to use 2 of those then.
I would like to assist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we give him our dice?
You can if you can do something to add to it. I'd say Artemis has a better shot just because Kale's running right now.
I am truly bolting.
Yeah, so
he's rolling with 8 right now, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, narratively speaking, Artemis has put like a hand on like Nat's shoulders and then kind of faced herself so that it shows that her body language shows that she like has her back to Vance. Kind of like a I trust this guy kind of show.
Is there anything else you're doing, Artemis?
Nothing. I'm just kind of looking at.
Okay.
Like in Hollis, just be like, with that dour, just look.
All right. I would say you can assist him if you do something more than.
Okay. What else do I do? Oh boy, this is good. Okay. Looking at Captain Hollis. Captain Vancier has shown himself to be a very worthy protector of Lord Blackbird here. I would not place my trust in him otherwise.
All right. So now you're rolling with 9. Vance, you're looking for a 4.
So that wasn't a 4.
You get your dice back. Look. Oh, that's nice. Artemis, you get your dice back too, I think. Shit. Captain Ferdinand Hollis seems to be searching Artemis for something. He doesn't seem to really heed Vance's words, knowing who he is, knowing that Lord Blackbird is currently considered missing or kidnapped. So he will level his gun at Vance as his men are still moving, and walk towards Miss Walker.
Furry, this gets us nowhere.
All right.
I'm sorry, Brannigan. What was that?
I think Nat at this point is like,
okay, plan B. I'm gonna disappear and appear behind Ferdinand.
Oh.
Nat, what are you doing?
Nat is gonna say, I'm sorry, I hope this doesn't hurt any of you. I really would have wished that you had let us go. And he is going to use magic as he's going to try to cast a sort of an outward wind to knock down the soldiers and Ferdinand.
Wonderful. Now, this is a bit of a larger spell than Kale used with her light. So we're going to make a roll for this. And I also ask you the same question. What does using your magic cost you, especially a spell of this nature?
So I've been thinking about this, and I love your losing the senses. I think for Nat, it takes and Artemis knows, but every different kind of spell has a sort of bodily cost. So like wind, he's going to be out of breath for a good while, because I think he sort of channels it through his breath, and just he sort of lets out a big breath as he waves his arms out in front of him to try and push these people away with a sort of wall of wind.
Awesome. Okay.
But it is going to make him like for however long it may end up being, you know?
Okay, let's roll for this. I don't know that I'm going to set a difficulty level. I'm going to determine the effectiveness of it based on the number of successes you roll, I think, for this. I'm going to try that out. So you get one just cuz.
I am a master sorcerer.
You are.
I'm a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Stormblood.
Yep.
Wind.
Yep.
Now, what does I don't quite get what the channeling means. Does that mean if I take time to do it and channel it? Or is that just, I channel it through my body and I use it?
That's a great question. Let's go with it. We'll say yes, because it's costing you something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I think, channeling means it has some sort of like big cost, I would say.
Yeah, totally.
So 6.
Yep.
I've got 4 left. I'll burn 1 from my pool.
Great. Okay, so you're
7.
rolling with 7.
All right. 4 successes.
Cool. Rad. All right. So, describe this channeling as this wind spell takes effect.
So I think Nat takes like a large breath beforehand, just like, and then exhales in a big sort of, and he like pushes his hands out, and sort of wind forms from his sort of center outward, and he pushes it into the 2 soldiers that are heading towards Cyrus and Kale, the 2 soldiers that were coming to get them, and hopefully he'll get Ferdinand as well. And he'll just try to push them over with the wind as this sort of, you don't really see anything, but you hear the squall sort of start as it just like a storm wind. And yeah.
Cool. I'll say with 4 successes, either Ferdinand goes down, or let's see, one of them stays up, either Artemis or Ferdinand.
Sorry, what do you mean, one of them stays?
If Ferdinand goes down, Artemis, that was not clear.
Sorry, if Ferdinand goes down, Artemis
goes down.
Okay.
But it's going to have a pretty large effect in the room in a second.
Okay. I'm going to say that they both stay up because Nat knows that he needs Artemis to save his ass after this, because he's going to be real winded.
Yep. All right. So those are the only 2 not affected. Kale isn't affected. She's too far away. And as you're casting it, you see Vance blink and appear right behind Captain Ferdinand Hollis. In the rest of the room, the soldiers who are near go to the ground. Some of their pistols fly out of their hands. Even some of the crates in the room, the direction you were, seem to fall over, and you hear the screech and the squishing, maybe, of one of these void spiders. And then, a hail of gunshots to maybe make sure it's dead. But you are completely out of breath. You are having to gasp
he's
for
going
air.
down to like one knee at this point, and clutching his chest.
Yes.
He's like,
And Captain Hollis is completely taken off guard by this. He misses Vance disappearing and misses him appearing right behind him. Vance, what would you like to do?
Vance will pull Snargle's gun and the gun that he has out, and he'll cross his arms and put them both against either side of Hollis's head and whisper into his ear, "See, this doesn't help anyone." And then he'll look over at Artemis and say, and see Blackbird, "Nice job, kid. Follow Kale," as he's got the guns literally as a hey, on either side of his head.
Yeah, Hollis is frozen.
And Furry, drop your sword.
I don't have my sword.
I have a sword. Oh. That's like, oh, I have a sword.
No weapons, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you have. Yes, he will definitely do so. No roll needed. No.
And Vance will take his right gun, spin it so it's down barreled, take the glasses off his face and throw them.
So
Well, I'm a pirate.
Amazing. All right. Good.
Yeah, Artemis is immediately going over to Nat and hoisting him up fireman style, whatever she needs to do to get him the fuck out.
Yep. I would say you can do that pretty easily because all the Imperial soldiers are down right now, all the ones by you. The only problem is going to be with that extravagant display of magic. Although you have heard the Void Spider get squished wherever it was, and the shots that were fired afterwards, blinking in front of you, kind of in a way that Cyrus does. Two more right in front of you, Artemis, and they seem to have both of their many sets of eyes pinned on Nat. Kale,
Hey.
you're running. You make it to the cargo bay if you would like, the one that the owl is contained in.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you see it's been released from its clamps that were holding it down. Snargle is, you can see through the window, Snargle firing things up. And you see someone, a young human woman, again, black hair, freckles, green eyes, kind of with Snargle, like standing in the door and kind of like looks to be like giving suggestions, like backseat driving, kind of. And you can see Snargle's
Like,
no,
Waving
I'm just
him off.
yeah, I'm just saying that, if it's this kind of build and you want a speedy escape, okay, whatever you want to do, Snargle. That's not what they teach us, in flight school, but whatever you want
and
to do.
he's just like slapping her hands away at every single gesture.
So Kayla's running up, breathless, and turns around. They were right behind me. They're supposed to be behind me. Oh.
Well, where are they?
Well, I made that bird call sound I make, like that let's get out of Dodge sound.
Yeah, everyone
And,
knows that sound.
Everyone knows that sound. And there was a big whoosh, and I think they're in trouble. Do we have other weapons inside the owl? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you're sneaky. You got some hidden things. Yeah,
Cool.
definitely. Like in the Millennium Falcon, like lift up the floor. Yeah.
Great. So Kale runs up and under one of the dashes, she presses a little switch and it becomes a drawer.
Yes.
And in this drawer is like it's like almost a rifle type of gun.
Yes. Okay.
So she takes out this very thin rifle, and she goes, "I'm gonna get the others," and just runs back with this thin, cool rifle thing.
Lucy is going to join you. This person in what looks like an Imperial uniform, but upon closer inspection, it's kind of like a cheap cosplay of one.
Cool.
And kind of on her neck, as she runs with you, you see a tiny tattoo of a falcon. And she pulls out 2 pistols and is running alongside you. Kind of gives you like a hey.
I'm surprised, but I'm also like, hello, new friend. Like, that's the vibe that's going on.
Wait. And Snargle, are you backing kind of out of the opened hatch, or are you just kind of getting ready to go from within the cargo bay?
He was told he had to be ready to go, so he is in that seat waiting and just checking everything is ready.
Awesome. So Kale and Lucy arrive on the scene pretty quickly, I'd say, with the time that's passed, to see Artemis holding a very pale, gasping for air like a fish on the land Nat, who's still somehow clutching the stun saber in his hand, and Vance with 2 guns to Captain Ferdinand Hollis's head, and 2 void spiders blocking their way to you.
Should note it is very difficult for Nat to look much more paler, which tells you
danger.
Yeah, bad.
Gosh. I'm going to run towards one of the spiders with my gun, and actually, no, I'm going to use my gun because it's a rifle type of gun. I'm going to switch it to like the butt of it, and I'm going to actually swap it away.
Oh!
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm going to whack it away.
Okay.
Because I have Tricky.
Yeah. Oh my god, are you like tripping the spider with your gun?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm tripping it up.
Yes. Great.
Okay.
Good. We'll say you're going after the smaller of the 2 to do this, I think, with the gun. So, one just cuz.
Yes. So I'm going to use quick.
Oh, tricky, then
Tricky.
quick.
Dirty fighting.
Yeah. Yes.
Escape.
Yeah, I'll give you escape.
And
then you can also add from your pool, don't forget.
Okay. What was the difficulty you said?
Oh, I didn't, did I? They don't know you're there. It'll be different. Do you want to go after the smaller one or the larger one? It'll be different depending.
I'll go for the smaller one.
Okay. So I'm going to say this is amazing. I'll say difficulty 3.
Okay.
You're
Cool.
all delightful.
Roll.
Do you want to use any from your pool? You've got 5 left.
I'll use 1.
Okay, so you're rolling with 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So please describe this move to me as you come in with the rifle aimed and then flip it around.
Kale comes out running from the side, notices what's going on, is still running. As she's running, turns her rifle over and like a baseball bat, trips the spider over and tries to clear a path for them to run past.
Yes. This thing being the tiniest of the 3, almost kind of like flips as you like sweep it, like a fucking sweep of your leg, but with a rifle, and it kind of flips on its back and is stuck for the moment, we'll say. So only the large one stands between. So, Vance and Artemis. I'm gonna say Nat. Nice. I'm gonna say Nat can't act this round. So
I agree. Yep. No, Nat's out of it for this round.
Cool.
Maybe a couple. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe a couple. So Vance and Artemis.
I'm gonna I'm not gonna go right now, but I just wanted to say that during the entire description of what Serena had Kale do, my headcanon was from the perspective of the spider, and that spider, as being swept aside, lifting up 4 of its legs and shaking them in a fist. I've never fought a trickier 2-leg.
He sounds like Quark from Deep Space Nine. I love it. Okay. Artemis and Vance, what do you want to do?
Artemis would turn to, Vance would turn towards Artemis. Get to the owl, as he still has the guns, and he's going to use Hollis as a shield between he's gonna literally put the guns out like he's playing that improv game. It's not my hands, it's your hands. He's gonna put him underneath Hollis's armpits.
Wait. What is the name of the game?
You know what I'm talking? Strange Hands, where you go underneath the armpits.
Yeah. Underneath someone's armpits, and
somebody stands like this, and somebody else puts their arms from behind, and they do the arm movements.
Oh, the pirates. It's a pirate thing.
It's a pirate thing.
If you don't know, yeah, right. It's the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go. No, keep going. I'm with you.
Lauren, listen. Strange Hands. Cacaw means run. Keep up. All right. As the arms go underneath the armpits and move Hollis, I'm going to attack the larger void spider. With extreme prejudice. I am going to use just the one that makes me cool, and then let's see, what are the other ones that are equally awesome? Warrior, battle hardened, shooting, 2-gun style, pistol.
Got it.
Okay, and then I am going to use, what's the DC for this?
I'm gonna only make this 3, I think, because you got it almost point blank. This is your area of expertise. It's a large target.
Okay, how many do I have?
6.
I have 6 and I need 3. Okay, I am going to spend another 4 because I want this not there. And I'm going to spend 3 and use one of the auto successes that I have.
Okay.
I don't want this here, so I get to roll 8,
you can
right?
roll the auto success after, if you'd like.
Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to do 8.
Yep.
3 from my pool. Okay. 4.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Describe this strange hand maneuver.
Okay, so with the guns underneath, he immediately just 2-gun kid walks the shots directly by Hollis into the larger spider, and as soon as he hits the void spider, if it reacts and moves, he's going to croquet it. He's just going to shoot it and keep it moving towards the corner. Bam, 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 bam. Just keeping it moving away from his friends, but the entire time dancing with Hollis in a very Cuban dirty dancing move from behind as he's keeping Hollis in between him. He's looking over Hollis's shoulder as he's shooting, as he's just moving around.
Yeah.
His furry shield between he and the glistening spiders as he's looking at his friends and going, run. Now we run. Cacaw! Cacaw!
If Cyrus looks over at Artemis, she has probably the first smile he has ever seen on her face right now.
Yes.
Watching this.
It is truly a sight to behold. He makes it look almost graceful, despite his brace, despite the panicked look in Captain Ferdinand Hollis's eyes. But it is a graceful hail of lead. And this spider takes the first few hits, and then as Vance keeps firing, it nopes out of there. And the path is clear.
Cacaw!
Yep, got it.
Vance, Are you going as well? Artemis is carrying Nat, which she can do with ease now that the path is clear. She's very strong. What are you doing?
He's backing towards the owl with Hollis in
Hollis?
between him. Yes, backing towards and he's going to say, Captain to Captain, this did not have to happen. We could have helped you. This could have been a mutually beneficial arrangement, but now we are dancing, I am leading, and I am leaving.
Are you dragging him with you or letting him go?
I start to slide out of his grasp, still keeping him between me and the point. And again, he'll take 2 steps, but whether it's residual honor, he will turn and say, you can come with us if you'd like.
Poor Pinsnesles, Captain Ferdinand Hollis, will kind of turn his head to you and say, thank you for the offer, but I'm not a Grudden traitor.
I agree. And though he sees nothing, he'll look over his shoulder and go, oh my God, and start running, knowing that he can't see it, even when he turns around to look. So Vance is skipping to my loo with his bad leg, trying to keep up. We're running, Cacaw! We're running!
With Kale, there is another woman, you wouldn't know her name, but Lucy, looks very impressed with everything that just happened. Her eyes are like kind of big. And as you release Hollis and run past, she will raise her pistol and shoot him in the back. Spin and run with you. And as everyone is out of the room, we don't know what will happen to Captain Ferdinand Hollis or his crew, but the crew of the Owl is a-moving. You all can make it. Nat's still gasping for air.
In his winded state, fireman style, Carrie, does Nat see this? Because
Sure.
am I over your back?
Yeah, is that how you're carrying it?
Yeah, you're over her shoulder.
Okay. Yep.
Artemis or Vance would get up to Artemis and help with the kid, throw a piece as he's limping to catch up, all the while screaming towards Snargle that Vance sees in the cockpit. Get ready! Get the Cacaw! And as soon as they get to the loading ramp of the Owl, he'll spin on the person that just shot Hollis in the back and draw both of his guns and point them at her.
Yeah, she's got hers out.
Everyone get inside.
Kale, Artemis.
Oh no, I'm just stunned. You're Snargle's friend, right? What are you doing?
I was here, and I saw that he was here, and I came to help.
Shot a man in the back. Shot him in the back.
An Imperial man.
In the back.
Well, maybe if he could have seen where he was going. He gets glasses.
Well, we appreciate your aid. I'm sure Snargle sends his regards as he starts to back up the ramp with the guns out. Have fun here. Board the Hand of Sorrow.
Lucy looks up to the cockpit window at Snargle, who I'd say can hear everything. The owl's not that huge.
So I can hear it.
Yeah. You can see out of it too. I'd say the ramp is close to the cockpit, we'll say.
He's looking at her and just gesturing for her to come on, not really listen. He's not paying attention to the words because he's trying to get everything sorted, but he's looking at her as to why on earth you're still out there.
She cocks her head at Vance, who you can see just getting up to the top of the ramp. Artemis and Nat are inside. Kale's inside. Lucy is just looking at you.
Adieu. And he hits the ramp to raise it.
Does Snargle see this?
You've got a great view of everything.
Yeah, he'll probably not understand and be like, whoa, and for that split second, leave his post and run down towards the ramp like,
You gonna let her in? What are you doing?
She got on, Snargle. She can get off. She has her own ship, I'm sure. She's an angel of mercy, that one. Here to help shoot an Imperial officer in the back and then leave.
No,
like the wind, like the storybooks.
She wouldn't shoot anyone in the back. She's not like that. She's a real goody two-shoes.
She's changed her shoes.
No, you don't understand.
And he sort of reaches for the button. And he hovers over it slightly, looking at Vance, but will then slam the button.
All right, the ramp begins to descend again.
Vance heads towards the cockpit.
Okay.
And he's going to take off as soon as he gets there.
He looks at Lucy and he's like,
Come on.
Yeah, so the ramp is down, Vance is taking off, Lucy is going to make a run for it. Vance, how to do this? I don't roll anything. Vance, are you set on getting away with her not aboard your ship?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll make... And Snargle, are you going to try and help her?
I think he's more just confused. Like, he understands that she probably had a ship and she's just turned up. He's not necessarily doing everything he can to get her on board, but he's there.
Okay.
Kale saw the shot too, right? Kale saw the shot in the back because...
Yeah, that's it. Kale, how do you feel about that? This is your ship too?
Yeah. So I would say Kale would be kind of by where Snargle is. And I don't know if that friend is your friend anymore.
What? No, you don't understand. What are you talking about?
No, people change, and I think that person is definitely different than you last left them, because they definitely shot an Imperial soldier in the back. I saw it. If that's your friend, that goody two-shoes that you used to know, well, that ain't them anymore.
She shot them in the back.
In the back. Coward. That's who does that.
And like Snargle will probably lean out on the thing and hold on to something and be like looking at Lucy like,
You shot someone in the back?
She looks at you with her big green eyes and kind of, it's a slight shrug, but you can see it, and she pulls down her collar and you can see something that wasn't there when you knew her last, a tattoo of a falcon on it. And Snargle and probably anyone who's seen it would recognize it as what some call a rebel group, what others call a terrorist group, the Magrador Falcons, who do what they can to disrupt what the Empire does.
And he probably looks at that and just starts, because to him that's still terrorist at the end of the day. If he's killing, she's killing people for no, he steps back shaking his head and just presses the button and closes the ramp.
Kale puts her arm around Snargle.
He's like, no, don't. Please.
Okay, it's fine.
And heads off back towards the basically the driving seat. And if he sees Vance, he's like,
get out of my seat.
Vance will get up. And instead of just leaving smugly, he will hover a hand over Snargle's shoulder. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm very sorry.
And he's just,
It's not Lucy.
and he would just start to take control and take off.
He'd let his hand drop to his shoulder for a second. And then he would turn around, and as soon as he sees where Artemis and Blackbird got to, he will walk over to the nearest air receptacle, mask, and pull down the emergency mask, pull the cord to get some O2 flowing, and wrap it over Blackbird's face, and look at Artemis and wink.
She rolls her eyes. Just, well, she would roll her eyes, but she doesn't. A little more stoic than that.
Good. Her great restrained eye muscles.
And we're off.
You are. The owl, with Snargle's expert piloting, takes off into the wild blue yonder, away from the Hand of Sorrow that is not currently in pursuit, as its crew are preoccupied. One thing, as you get on your way, that Kale will notice first is that, oh god, the Imperials are coming for me.
They found us.
Oh god. Is that the owl seems to have been, some of its fuel seems to have been siphoned in the time that it's been there, so you won't be able to make it very far. The nearest world that's not Imperial would be the city, the planet of Nightport.
So Kale, I guess she would know that in the engine room? Would that be where I know?
Yeah.
Okay. So after she comes back up, she goes to Captain Vance and says, seems like our girl's hungry. We need to stop at Nightport.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Someone got a little handsy with our fuel. I'm assuming it was, and she makes a motion to her neck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else wrong? Is she all right?
I mean, she seems fine. Nothing else other than low reserves, but I wonder how long Lucy's been stalking this Hand of Sorrow.
That is an excellent question. Seemed very fortuitous that she shows up just as we are, incarcerated and Snargle among us. Well, great.
I don't trust it. They always look for new recruits, don't they? Old friend from the past coming in.
We have no fear of Snargle becoming one of them. Unless, of course, you feel the urge to blow up fuel depots or, let me know if that mood ever strikes you. We'll talk about it. But, they can preach all they want. We don't have to listen. That's the beauty of free thought.
And Kale, she had kind of a furrowed, worried expression, and hearing the captain say all of that her eyebrows kind of like relax a little bit, and she takes a deep breath and nods because she doesn't have anything to worry about. Everything is still okay.
The captain, no matter where they are on the ship, if they're in a hallway, if they're close to the engine room, wherever they are, he reaches behind one of the conduits. Here. And he pulls out a bottle. And he... and takes a swig and hands it to Kale.
And Kale takes a swig.
Spiders.
Oh,
The shit was that.
that was ridiculous.
Right.
We should check on the breathy boy, see if he's okay. He's doing
Did
all
you
right,
s-
huh?
Did you see him?
No, I just saw he's like having a straight up asthma attack. Did he just get scared or
Mm.
something?
No. He
What did he
He-
do?
exhaled. He
What?
knocked over all the soldiers. Just blew them over. Almost blew me down as well.
Oh my
It was
god.
strange. I've only ever seen you do stuff like that before.
I guess he has a little more tricks up his sleeve than we thought, huh?
I guess.
And,
So, yeah.
yeah.
He heads back towards the engine room to talk to the owl, and he'll leave the bottle with Kale and say, "Go see the Lord and Mrs. Personality and let them have a drink if they'd like."
Kale nods and goes and skips away.
So as Captain Vance goes to have a word with his ship and Kale goes to check on the passengers, we drift back to Snargle, who is alone in the cockpit right now, probably putting in coordinates for Nightport. From your bag, you hear a beeping.
And he immediately sort of stops, looks a little bit confused and slightly worried, and he sort of picks something up, whether it's like a spanner or something that's close, and opens his bag, like just pulls it open slightly to have a look.
The small tablet device that you all took from one of the brig guards that Vance tossed back to you is glowing.
And he just throws the spanner behind him and reaches in
Mm-hmm.
and picks it up and holds it out, still like at a length away from his face, but he's looking at it.
On it, although you cannot open it, it seems to have something for an access code, but there seems to be some kind of alert coming through anyway. One that kind of supersedes this. And it reads out the following: Commander Seraphina Cross and a member of the Shroud en route to the Hand of Sorrow. Captain Ferdinand Hollis reported dead. And that's all it says.
And he will probably break into a run to try and find Vance.
And I think that's where we'll leave it for this week. Yeah, that seems good. This seems like a good spot. We're gonna leave it there. And next week we'll have our first round of refreshment scenes. That's where we'll start. So we get all the complicated goodness. So yeah, good job, team. Woo! Got off the Hand of Sorrow. No one died to avoid spiders.
That was pretty close.
And we got some inter-party conflict, which was juicy as hell. All right, let's go around, see what everyone thought. plug yourself, not in a weird way. Plug what you do. You know what I mean? Tommy, please God, go first.
Oh man, that was great. I really loved that episode. It really felt like everyone had their moment there. Oh man, although I was as shocked as Nat was when Lucy just straight up murked Ferdinand. It's like, oh, okay, that's where okay. Oh man, I wish these set, like, on one hand, like, I like 2-hour sessions. On the other hand, I wish they were longer because they go by too fast. I could keep playing this all night. And I'm just looking forward to next week so much, and to get into all that goodness that's definitely gonna come from this. Nat's got some feelings to figure out. But yeah, I am Imperative Pengu on Twitter. I do tabletop and video game stuff. I am in a lot of shows during the week, I guess, right now. Monday mornings, or Monday afternoons, depending on where you live, 1 p.m. Eastern, I am on the Greyhawk channel with The Orchard. A lot of these sessions seem to be getting real dark in a lot of my games. They're just going real dark here. And then obviously here Monday nights, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm on Pro Restarters channel with the Dungeon World campaign. Friday nights, I check our Twitters to see if we're actually doing it, but Friday evenings, Tales from the Grammar might have it, but it's super fun when we do. It's awesome. Invisible Sun campaign run by Grant Ellis, and for a little bit I am guesting over on Power Score RPG's channel in their Water Deep Dragon Heist campaign, where I have attacked unknowingly Jarlaxle.
You make good decisions.
I make great decisions.
I never thought about you. Awesome. Kienna, who didn't look at all concerned about that last sentence.
Yeah, I love this game so much. I love Lady Blackbird so much. It's such a good game and system. I love it. I'm so excited for next week already. Because we get to do some of my favorite stuff, which is the refreshment scenes. All that good drama. And yeah, if you're wondering why I made that face during that last sentence at a certain mention of our commander's name, you'll find out next week. Yay, backstory stuff. But we got to see a very rare smile from Artemis. Good job, Vance. You did a thing. Yeah, she has the ability to smile. That is a thing she can do. But yes, I'm so hyped. I love this crew, and I love every single little moment that we get to be in the Wild Blue. But until next week, you can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I am on the internet playing role-playing game almost every day of the week, quite literally. But you can find me on this channel on Wednesday playing some Dragonlance 5e. It's real dark, real sad, and things are getting kind of crazy over there too, so definitely check us out over there. Well, I should say that Laura and I are doing a thing. We have a channel coming up called Salty Sweet Games. It's it's a work in progress. Our official launch will be in the spring, but we'll be doing some stuff kind of leading up to that, just playing around with how to do the Twitch thing. So you can follow us over on Twitter at Salty Sweet Games, and on Twitch, same handle. And yeah, can't wait for next week.
Yay. Alice, my friend.
Hello. I loved that. I really enjoyed that. I'm really excited to see all the drama next week. I'm really excited with this because I think there's a lot in everyone's backstory, which is just, yeah, I can't wait. But I love so much about this, and I already love this system so much, and all the characters. I think they're slowly starting to mix, and I just really can't wait to see where it all goes. But yeah, I'm Alice. I'm White Rabbit Pick. I'm the other half of the Scratchkers Academy. So you'll find me over there DMing and playing a lot. Actually, I didn't realize how much I was. But also back over here, obviously here on Lady Blackbird, and the Cypher System Highlander game that is coming, which I'm also super excited about. So excited. But yeah, that's me.
Woo! So happy. Serena!
Hey, oh man, this system is so cool and freeing. The idea that you're already good at stuff, that's just amazing. It's perfect. And also, I love that there's conflict within the crew. The people who are supposed to be, ride or die are yikes. Yeah, so I'm really excited for next week. I can't wait. You can find me on Twitter at SerenaXMarie, or if you like Dungeons and Dragons, you can find me on Rivals of Waterdeep, which is Sunday at 12 p.m. Central on the D&D Twitch, or on the podcast The Dungeon Rats, where I play a Kenku named Zipper. She is delightful.
Awesome. And my good friend Greg.
Oh, well, this was great. I loved
You're
it.
muted for us, and I really want to hear your introduction. It's important to me.
Listen, the Legion could hear me. That's fine. I'm not real concerned about the rest of you. No, I'm joking. I had a great time. This is a super fun cast. I really enjoy the whole session. The ability, Serena said it best. It's freeing. There's nothing hindering about other systems, but there's something very freeing about a system where you can negotiate just how well you or what you think you can do to roll and then still failing, which is fantastic. It's great narrative. It's great to be able to do or not do the things that tell a story best. And this is super fun. Lauren, you're telling a great tale. I was engaged the entire time. Very I love being a player, but I'm sorry if I start talking too much because I really like being a player. But everyone, thank you so much. Grimjack21502 on the Twitters, Tales from the Grim, where you are on the Twitch. Let's see, I will say that we have May Black Roses Bloom coming up, but if you are all looking for some more space, I have two things for you. Tomorrow night, we will be doing some Starward Bound over on WebDM, which is Spelljammer D&D 5e. We've got Jonathan Pruitt at the helm over there, and my good friend in that one, my best buddy, Kiana, who seems to be at least a whipping post a bit for Vance in this game. But and then if you are still in the need for space, and who isn't still in the need for space, on Friday afternoons I will be over at the Scraticus Academy with both Lauren and Alice and another great cast as we sail through some Star Trek Perfection Shadow. We're having a lot of fun over there. Really enjoy all that's going on. But this starts off my week of space, and I had a sad night last night, and this night was just what I needed, and I appreciate it so much, Lauren. And you, my friend, what do you have to say?
This was super duper fun for me, like the most fun I've had GMing. It was just a delight. Y'all are so creative. Thank you for letting me torture you for a little bit. I'm Not Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I play games around the internet with my friends. I play 2 games on the Scraticus Academy that I love. We do some Eberron 5e right before this show and Star Trek on Fridays, which I'm super duper hyped about. I play 2 games over on Off the Table, a Lady Blackbird campaign that is GM'd by Canna, where I play Captain Vance. And it is just so different from this game, and I love all of it. Yeah, rage quit. And also, we have our first episode of Urban Shadows tomorrow night, a new campaign that I'm going to be playing with our lovely Strider Heap over there that Summer's GMing, and that is super fun. I'm playing like a demon hunter. Can't wait. So much drama. That's what I live for. And then I am here on Monday nights and on Sundays. We've ended Project Athena, but on Sunday night on February 10th at 7 Eastern, we start a brand new Pulp Cthulhu campaign that Allison Robinson is going to be the keeper for, and we are super stoked. We have a special person joining us next season. It's It's going to be dope. So that's where you can find me. Yeah, that's all for tonight. Join us next week for more drama and complex love polyhedrals. And definitely no more void spiders. Definitely not.
Confirmed, next week, more void spiders. So if we've learned anything, my friends, it's that chat is fantastic. Thank you for your help and your collective narrative. The other thing that we have learned, if your friend runs at you and your friend says, Cacaw, you run with that friend. You don't ask questions, you turn heel and run with that friend. And as we say, as the campfire dies down, there's one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. We'll see you next week.